Hey guys, Shelby here. We are gonna do just a little bit of a drive to work, basically. Catch up on 1 week with my Gen 3 Ford Raptor with the 37 package. So far, the truck has been pretty amazing. Some things that are noteworthy, I guess, is I did have a little bit of a little tech bug, I guess, or whatnot. I had to disconnect the battery. If you watch some of my YouTube shorts, you'll see that I had the Raptor R button, which is it's an R button on the steering wheel where if you press it, it saves your presets. So it's like your personal driver profile for suspension, steering, exhaust, and basically sets it in that so that I can press it twice and it puts it into my preferred driving mode. And that one didn't work for like a day, so I ended up Googling it a little bit, found out that if you go ahead and disconnect the battery for about 30 minutes, it resets everything, and it's been fine since then. That was about 4 days ago. So far so good. Gas mileage, I am currently averaging 15.5 miles per gallon, but I am on the rise. So the first few days I definitely smashed in the truck. The paddles, I was in Baja mode a lot. I did the off-road session for a while, and so I'm still recouping my MPGs from there. But for the most part, I think I'll probably end up around 16.5 to 17 miles per gallon or so from what I can tell. But yeah, just doing normal day-to-day driving, that looks to be where I'll end up, given kind of where it's settling and how it's going up so often. So I've got 699 miles on the truck. It's not really, I mean, it's barely broken in, if even. So I'd expect the gas mileage to get a little bit better once it's broken in as well. And my personal profile is the quiet exhaust for just normal driving, and sport suspension, and then comfort steering. So I like that combination so far, just because it's been still responsive with the steering, and even with the quiet exhaust, I mean, it still has like a crisp exhaust note to it, so it's not too bad. Steering is nice and tight. Everything feels good. I don't notice, I mean, you notice the size of the truck for sure if you're doing like a drive-through or, you know, a really tight corner. Where I was on 35s with the Ram, and the Ram was a heavy truck too, so it's not all that different. It's nothing crazy. Some things that I'd also noticed lately is that the interior doesn't really have ambient lighting. Like, so I've got car seat in the back for Bennett, the little guy. And so when I open up the doors at night, you'd expect for it to kind of give an ambient lighting so you can see what you're doing. And that's just not the case. The ambient lighting is under the door, I think it's armrests on the back, which are really low. So I can't actually see Bennett. So I have to turn on the overhead light that's up above with the button. So that's kind of annoying, but that's not a really big deal or anything. The seats are tremendously comfortable, probably one of the best attributes of the truck. And coming from the 21 Ram 1500 Eco Diesel, that one didn't have the wireless CarPlay, Apple CarPlay, so I really like having that feature. The full screen is so sick on the Raptor. If you guys want to see my other video, I show you kind of all the layout from the cockpit perspective or whatnot. Some people complain a lot about the dials or the gauges for the heat, air conditioning and the heater, where they don't show the number on the knob anymore where they used to. But it doesn't bug me at all. I wouldn't have even noticed if I didn't know about that by Googling some of the stuff that people have been saying. But if you turn the knob, it shows the temperature on the main screen right in front of you. So for me, it's a non-issue for sure. Trying to think of other things that may have stepped out or that I've noticed that I don't really like. This particular truck didn't come with a bed liner, which is not part of the truck or anything. I do have an appointment tomorrow to get that sprayed in, just because with dirt bike riding and stuff, I want that in there for sure. Oh, I have had tire pressure sensors, they go off like one of them's off right now. Even though my tire pressure is fine, the sensors I think are bad in the 2 front tires. I don't know if that's common with the Ford sensors or not, but probably need to get those swapped. And then everything else is pretty sweet. I mean, I love the truck. The cameras are great. Drivability is really, really easy. It's quiet when you want it to be quiet, and it's obnoxious when you want it to be obnoxious. It's not as quick as I, would have imagined or hoped. It's quick, plenty quick, but it's not like it's not fast. But it's got enough power, if that makes sense. So I'm not like lacking. But I think eventually I'll put a MPT tune or a Goose tune on it, depending on once it's broken in. I want to put maybe a couple thousand miles on it at least, and get it vetted out and go from there. The seat heaters, they're way hotter than my Ram, which is awesome. I love like a hot seat. Don't know why, but it just feels good on my back. My lower back's always sore, so that's great. The infotainment's really awesome. The sound system is okay. It's it's great, but it's not. I always compare it to my wife's Volvo, the XC90, which you just can't even compete with that thing. So it's really good for a truck. It's better than my Ram was, but it's not as good as it maybe I've ever experienced, I guess. But that's pretty good. Let's see. I did turn off like the Ford thing where you open the door and the seat and steering wheel, everything moves to your last preset position. I don't personally like that. If I'm gonna leave it in my preset, I just want it to be there. So when I open the door, I'm already there. I'm not like 6 inches behind and having to reach for the pedals. So I've turned that feature off and just been playing with a couple of the other features on the truck too. So far so good. I'm gonna probably try and get out onto a little off-road trail this weekend and take it out, and I'll definitely film it. So follow along if you guys want to see some more content of this thing getting dirty, what it's meant to be used for. I'm blown away at how many of you Ford Raptor owners have not taken your truck off-road properly. Like I just don't understand that. I feel like that's like buying a dirt bike and riding it in the neighborhood. It's like doesn't make sense to me, but maybe you guys have input or you just like the truck for different reasons. But if I'm gonna spend this much money on a truck that's designed to do XYZ off-road, I'm definitely gonna do XYZ off-road, and hopefully you guys understand that. So leave in the comments below what you guys want to see. If you want to see any in-depth detail or overviews on certain aspects of the truck, certain feels or changes. I've had quite a few different trucks in my time. I've had Chevys, Titan, a couple Titans. I've had the 2 Rams, the Hemi and the EcoDiesel. I've had F250s, F150s, EcoBoost, older EcoBoost, newer one, and this one, and then lots of cars, of course, too. So hopefully I can give you some good perspective. I ride dirt bikes, so I did go riding this last weekend, and loading up the bike is awesome with the step in there. I also hit my shin on the step because I forgot that the step was down when I was done unloading. So yeah, note to self, if you pull out the ladder, put it back. So hopefully you guys enjoy the videos, follow along, and I'll talk to you guys soon. See ya.